It may look like just another shrub, but the Brazilian pepper is actually an exotic invasive species. It doesn't belong here in Florida, and its presence makes life miserable for native plants and animals. The plant was originally brought to Florida from South America in the 1800s as an ornamental shrub. No one imagined back then that its arrival would have such a significant impact.
The Brazilian pepper can be a huge nuisance, especially because it forms multi-stem trunks and branches that arch and cross, forming tangled masses that shade out native vegetation.
When it first arrived, the pepper was widely planted. It lined roadways, dotted urban landscapes, and served as a popular decorative plant in front and backyards. Since being put on the state's prohibited species list in the 1970s, the pepper's presence has diminished in the yards of South Floridians, but there's still plenty of it around.
Where we see the impact of Brazilian pepper now is in the natural areas and our parks and along roadways. And the seeds are really enjoyed by wildlife, and birds drop those seeds all over the place, and one plant can produce hundreds of thousands of seeds over its lifetime.
A stroll around the north campus of Broward College in Coconut Creek shows that the pepper is still an all-too-common presence in South Florida. It's recognizable thanks to its bright red berries, which leads some to refer to it as the Florida holly. But it's those bright red berries that are the root of the problem. They're extremely tasty treats for birds, who spread the seeds far and wide. So how can we control such a widespread and aggressive invasive species? For large, mature shrubs, the job is tough. The tangled web of branches and roots means heavy machinery is required to remove the plants, and unless all the roots are pulled out, it'll just grow back again. With smaller, younger shrubs, the job is easier.
It's easier to remove the Brazilian pepper when you find it when it's just a young sapling. When you find it as a young sapling, you go ahead and you dig away the soil, excavate the roots, and then you can actually just use little clippers to clip the roots below.